let's get into it. This is the sweet potato Swiss roll from scratch, specialty chef style. Sorry if I'm tripping on my words a little bit, but I'm excited to show you this recipe. Let me go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with our wet ingredients first. With a little bit of wet, a little bit of dry. I'm gonna start off with a half a cup of sugar, half a cup of brown sugar. These off to the side. I'll have 2 eggs as well. Add those in. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my powder on and get this mixing. Start off low at first, so everything can start combining and just let everything get all gelled together. But then I'm going to go ahead and speed it up here a little bit so it can get totally dissolved. Alright, it's been beating for about maybe a minute and a half. I'm going to show you the texture that you should be looking for when you beat the eggs, the 2 eggs and the brown sugar and the regular sugar. I'm going to go ahead and slow this down. Lift it up a little bit. Take it off. Just want to show you guys what to be looking for. That is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and blend it another minute, and then I'm going to go ahead while I'm doing that. While it's blending for another minute, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my dry ingredients. Speed it up a little bit. All right, this is a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt. Put these off to the side. Go ahead and combine these together. Combine all of my dry ingredients together. Okay. Now, this is the crucial part here. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my sweet potato. This is sweet potato puree. I already blended it and got all of the strings out. It's very good. I made a roll before, but I want to show everybody how I made it, and it's just going to turn out delicious. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this off. I have my sweet potato puree, or puree. Just don't know how to say that word properly, but I hope everyone knows what I'm trying to say. Okay, sweet potato puree. I guess I'm saying parade or puree, or I don't know. All right, just bear with me. I don't mean to be. But this is what it's all about right here. Push this off to the side. Keep that handy. That spatula. We'll go ahead and let that spin for about another minute and a half to get that sweet potato combined with all of the sugars and the eggs. A few more minutes. Let me bring it out a little bit more so everyone can see it. All right. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just scrape down my sides. Get all that good, delicious sweet potato off the sides. Get it all down there. Get it all nice and blended with all the good stuff at the bottom. All right, put that off to the side. Okay. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to start adding my dry ingredients. Don't be in a hurry on this part. You don't want to be in a hurry because you don't want the flour to explode all over you, all over the kitchen, give you more work to do. Slow down, enjoy it. And once you see it's moist again, the batter came together, go ahead and just add in the rest. Put these off to the side. Alright, it's spit around enough. What I'm going to do now is just scrape it all off. Don't worry about that extra flour. The extra flour is good. You want that extra flour because what you're going to do next is a critical part to make this roll perfect. Go ahead and just, I'm not saying it's not going to break or, have a little bit of, weak points while you're rolling it, but it's going to give it that chance and it's going to be perfect when you roll it out. All right, put this off to the side as well. All right, what I'm going to do next, so what I'm going to do is scrape down the sides, get all that flour off the sides here. This technique is called folding. All you're doing is flipping it over. I like to take it off just before, like a few minutes before I know it's ready to go ahead and be totally done. But I like to go ahead and make sure that I don't see no more flour at the bottom or anything like that. All right, this is good. That's gonna hold right there. Put this back over here. Now it's ready to go towards the oven. I'm going to clean my spot up here. Okay. I already went ahead and cut out me some parsnip paper, to the 15 by 10 by 1 inch pan that I got here. It's perfect for rolling jelly rolls, any type of roll, but it's really good at what it does. All right. It's a good, perfect pan for that type of pastry that you would like to do, and I hope you do. So I'm just going to put a little bit of cooking spray on it, just so it doesn't stick. Then I'm going to go ahead and place my parsnip paper on the bottom, stretch it out, try to get it as flat as possible, try to get up the sides, especially that side where the handles are. I'm going to get it nice and perfect. There it is. It's pretty good enough. Very good. So then you take your mixture, you pour your mixture on top. So what I'm doing now is I'm just spreading it out, making sure I spread it all the way out. Don't worry about thinning it out. You want it to take up the whole pan. It'll all come together once it's all spread it out. Don't be afraid of it. Just keep on working it. That's all I can say. Just keep on working it. Go to that corner there. Don't be afraid. Just pull the batter to where you want it to be. There's enough batter there. Don't pull no more there. You can always back away. Pull the batter back a little bit. Right there. All right. Almost got it right where I want it to be. It's almost level. It's a good thing to do. Go ahead and just let it sit for about maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Once you have it all leveled out and you got it the way you want it, don't play with it too much because you want to get it in the oven. Got the oven set at 350. You're gonna bake this for about 10-15 minutes. All right, almost got it right where I want it. And what I like to do is just take it and drop it down. Let me get the mixer out of the way a little bit more. Just drop it down. Drop it down. That'll get any air pockets. That will get any air pockets out, and it will settle. Just let it sit for a few minutes. Then we'll go ahead and pop it in the oven. 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, let's get into the cream cheese filling for this sweet potato Swiss roll. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I got 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I also have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract with also 1 cup of powdered sugar or convection sugar. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. Go ahead and put on my beater attachment. Always start off slow. By the way, my butter and my cream cheese is at room temperature. It's very, very soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of powdered sugar at a time. This is what we're looking for. Slow at first because you want to start seeing like little tiny peaks. That means that the cream cheese and the butter is starting to get active and start to actually wet the powdered sugar. So just, slow is good. Believe me, you got plenty of time. All right, that's the rest of the powdered sugar. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start speeding it up. You're gonna start seeing the cream cheese and everything in the beater just gonna start coming away from it. But if it's still kind of dry or something like that, just add a little, a tablespoon of distilled water or a tablespoon of evaporated milk. A tablespoon at a time. I would go with the evaporated milk because it will still make it rich and creamy and still won't take nothing away from it. This process is pretty tedious, but it's starting to see how it's coming away from the beater now. It's starting to look a little bit more combined. It's starting to look a bit more creamier. Now is a good time to go ahead and shut the machine off. And just treat it just like it's flour. Straight down the sides. So nothing is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and put the beater back on. And this is the cream cheese filling for the sweet potato Swiss roll. Alright, I'm adding my vanilla. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit more. I want this to be nice and airy. I want to have really strong peaks when I go to shut it off and actually lift the beater up. I want those peaks to be really stretched, and I'll show you once it happens. This is the good part. This is the crazy part, but this is the part that makes it all worthwhile. Is bringing those two components together, combined. Oh my gosh! I'm talking about an explosion. And once you get the peaks to your consistency, I hope you use my consistency, but everyone has their own way of doing things. But you get it the way you want, because I want you to create it the way you want. But if you want to stick with mine, by all means, that's why I'm showing it to you, and I'm excited to bring it to you. Alright, now, I'm going to shut it down here. I just whipped it for about maybe 3 minutes. That's awesome right there. That's awesome. I wouldn't go any further than that. Sorry about the banging on the side of my bowl here. I'm just trying to get all that goodness off. Now what I'm going to do with this mixture is that I'm going to refrigerate it. I'm going to put it in there for about maybe 10 minutes. Alright, look at the cake. The cake looks absolutely fabulous. I poked a hole in it by mistake, but it looks really nice. That's what it should look like. Tell me you wouldn't want to dig into that. Oh my god, it's got a beautiful color to it. See? Yeah. It's springing back. Alright, we accomplished that. Now we're going to let this cool for about another 4 minutes. Then I'll show you the other part with the tea towel and powdered sugar of this process. Alright guys, here's the 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and break this up a little bit. We're going to sprinkle it all over the towel. Don't be afraid of this part. This part is critical because the cake is still kind of sticky. So what you're doing is that you're making a barrier so it doesn't stick to the towel. What we're going to do next, we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and flip it on. Just one motion. Just let it right there on the towel and just let it fall down. don't want the cake to rip or crack or tear or fall apart in your hand or something like that. I'd rather go ahead and just do it like that. Wait a little bit. Look at that. That is awesome. That is incredible. So what I'm going to do is that since this is the shorter side, I'm going to spin it around. Try to get it as straight as possible. See if I can get it to come over just a little bit. Don't be afraid of it. Next is that I'm going to peel my parsnix paper off really slow. Don't hurry with this part because the cake will rip. But you want to see the finished product, just rip it off. Nice and easy. Look at that. It's coming off real nice and easy. There we go. We're going to save this for the second roll. I'll put this off to the side because we're going to need this later. This is when we put the cream cheese on there. What we're going to do is that I'm going to flip this over just to get it to start rolling. Let it do what it wants to do. Alright? And all you're doing is that you're going to roll it inside the towel. Easy does it. Just let it fold over the way it wants to fold. You have no control over this part. So it's all the way rolled over. Alright? We'll go ahead and set that up here. Set that off to the side. Spin it around to the side that I want most of the weight to be on the part where it is the edge. We're going to let that sit for about 3 or 4 minutes. Then I'll show you the other part. Okay, it's time to go ahead and put these two magnificent things together. Sweet potato roll cake with a awesome cream cheese filling. Oh man, can't wait to get started. This is what we're going to do. This has been sitting for about, I went up to about maybe 6 minutes. Go ahead and I just wanted to conform to a shape. We're going to be rolling it the same exact way. Okay? Now, I'm going to turn my towel back around because I noticed that this is my shoulder side. Hopefully, I'm not broken. Okay, I'm not broken. That's good. Alright. Now, this is going to be kind of the tedious part. But remember when I told you that we're going to be using this again. Alright. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to pick it up as quickly as I can. I'm going to get my hands underneath it. Take my time. Stick it to the towel a little bit. See how I'll stick it to the towel just a little bit. If I'd have hurried up, I would have ripped it. It would have not been good. Alright. Go ahead and put that right back on the paper real quick. There we go. Alright. Put the towel out of the way. Bring this back over. Now, you're not going to use all the cream cheese. You're going to use just enough to make sure that it has a good slathering of cream cheese on it. Alright. Got my tools here. Take my spatula, just put a nice little blob right there. That's about almost half of it right there. Take my little spatula here. Remember to go ahead and just push where you want to. You're going to need just a little bit more here. There. reason why I'm saying don't put so much, because as it rolls, it's going to start squishing out the top as you push it forward. And you want less as possible to be squishing out. So when I go to the back here, I usually just take it almost to like maybe an inch from the back, or where it's going to end up, where the whole roll is going to be sitting on that edge. So I go about an inch there. And on the edge that that the cream cheese is going to be started at, I take it up to at least quarter edge, something like that. And on the sides, I try to build a nice little wall. So as I go ahead and push it around, push it forward, it's kind of staying together. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and just roll this. Remember, take your time. Take your time. Roll it. Roll. It's kind of falling apart on me a little bit. That's okay. Oh, there it is. That is awesome. Let that sit for a few moments. Cake is great. I mean, it's giving away a little bit, but what's great about it, it is rolled. It has enough cream cheese in it, so when you cut through it, it's going to be awesome. But what I'm going to do now, in about maybe an hour, I'll show you. But preferably, you should always wait 24 hours and then let it go ahead and dig into it. But I'll show you the finished product an hour after it's sat in the refrigerator.